Assalamualaikum. My name is Farhana binti Mama Raduan and my metric number is CE190038.
I am Noranisah binti Alui. My metric number CE190140.
My name is Salimah binti Mohammad Nasir, CE1980189.
Hi, my name is Mohammad ZulFadli bin Zulzuljabali and my matrix number CE190110.
Introduction. In Malacca faces a serious water pollution problems that caused many deaths of aquatic species along the Malacca River. There are several cases of river life deaths that occur and recur. In April 2016, the death of thousands of fish were reported by the Berita Harian newspaper. This incident was happened again in December of the same year. The cause of death of these fish is lack of oxygen in the water, and it is assumed by University Kebangsaan Malaysia lecturers. Other assumptions that drive oxygen deprivation are such as organic pollution in Mohammad river water and also the pollution of seawater and rivers. Not only that, the State Department Environment has informed the result of the study included that no element of industrial waste disposal was found. Indirectly, the Malacca River may not have been exposed to river water pollution issues in the past. Even so, the growing population, uncontrolled rapid development, and excessive land use have caused disruption in the Malacca River, and observation and research methods were made to evaluate the effectiveness of the Malacca River as one of the destinations major tourism in the state of Malacca. Second, the problem statement is improper sewage system flows to the river and seawater. Number two is sewage of untreated water coming from a catfish farm. The third, irresponsible attitude of people who throw garbage directly into drain and river. The last one is economy activities that focus on profit.
As we know, Melaka River needs help. So, the good thing we have to reduce such pollution is by using the mud balls. This mud bowl contains numerous effective microorganisms that help clean up the water. The dominant ones are lactic acid bacteria, photosynthetic bacteria, and yeast. Here is how in the environment there are harmful, beneficial, and neutral indigenous microbes. Harmful and beneficial microbes like to eat sludge. If there is more pollution, harmful microbes increase, and neutral microbes turn into harmful as well. Effective microorganisms in mud bowls enhances and increases the beneficial microbes, which turn neutral microbes into beneficial ones, and eventually outnumber the harmful microbes. This is where the lactic acid bacteria comes in. They help keep the harmful microbes away, so the beneficial microbes can continue eating the sludge. Meanwhile, photosynthetic bacteria in mud bowls reduce the water's bad odor. And lastly, the mud bowls contain yeast, which produce hormones and enzymes that help aquatic plants and animals grow. With continuous use, these mud bowls help clean up our river. So, this is how the mud bowls do their job in clean up the polluted rivers. Thank you.
I want to present about discussion for water pollution Malacca River. First, nowadays the uncontrolled disposal of water chemical waste from factories around Malacca. Second, the environment of Malacca River is very crowded with foreign tourists. Third, we also not forgetting about the traffic that also cause with the comfortable air for process the river ecosystem. which spur water release, causing the water of Malacca River to turn black. Suitable idea, I choose 6. Water and sanitation. First, economy in Malacca should protect the river for ecosystem. Second, sanitation or can improving water of quality by reducing of water pollution. Third, Malacca government needs to manage water resources in an integrated manner like the issues about Malacca River. Lastly, that also call for ensuring the ability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all of that.
Conclusion. In conclusion, Sungai Melaka is one of the main contributors in the tourism sector to the country. To prevent and overcome the problem of this polluted Melaka River, the authorities can take harsh legal action against irresponsible companies that ignore this problem. Next, to raising awareness, we can do through campaigns, programs, and so on. It is important in order to preserve and conserve the environment.
Number 1, why professional values and ethics is important for engineers. It is because ethical value ensure honest and open transition in the professional, and that the professionals are able to work without external pressure. The second, ethics also ensures that engineers are held accountable for their action, so they recognize and accept the personal commitment towards the client and the job, and maintain restriction over the client information. The last one is engineers are held to high standard with their work, certainly higher than most other career. But they should also be held to high ethical standards to ensure all their work isn't harming people or eroding public trust in our institutions. Thank you.
Next, I want to answer for question 2. What are some examples of professional ethics? First, lawyers are bound a professional code ethics that exist independently of their employment. For example, Rule 1.1 in the American Bar Association Model Rule of Professional Conduct reads, a lawyer should provide competent representation to a client. Competent representation required the legal knowledge. Second, skill. Third, thoughtfulness. And last, preparation reasonably necessary for the representation. Second, like lawyer, physicians are held to a universal code of conduct because they are choosing for the profession. For example, physicians should provide competent medical care with compassion and respect for human dignity and right. Lastly, business always often establish and professional code of ethics to help employees decide if certain behavior are acceptable. Some of example is confidential and privacy policy. Company may require employees to maintain confidential when handling client. Private information or dealing with the company own proprietary data and so on. That's for me.
What is the role of ethics in engineering? Based on Code of Ethics for Engineer, an engineer require honesty, impartiality, fairness and equity, and also must be dedicated to the protection of the public health, safety and welfare. Ethics also ensures that engineers are held accountable for their actions, so they recognize and accept the personal commitment towards the client and job, and maintain discretion over the client information.
Last question. Question number 4. What can happen if you break ethics as engineer? First, engineers may be held personally and legally responsible. Second, engineering ethics is the set of the rules and guidelines that engineers adhere to as a moral obligation to their profession and to the world. Engineering is a professional career that impacts life. And third, when ethics is not followed, disaster often occurs. These disasters not only include huge monetary costs and environmental impact, but also often result in the loss of human life. And lastly, engineering ethics applies to every engineer and is very important. And that's all from me, and that's all from us. Thank you. Have a nice day.